The stations of KUAM, wishing you and yours a very happy holiday.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
An internal investigation is underway and a police colonel has been placed on leave after a video surfaces. And closing arguments were heard in the trial of a former police officer accused of rape. And the 33rd Guam legislature holds its last session of the term. Ken Quintanilla has the rundown on what bills were discussed. Afternoon, everybody, and I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, GPD's most senior ranking officer has been placed on administrative leave after a video was leaked of him admonishing junior officers on Christmas Eve. Crystal Paco reports from a press conference held earlier today at the police chief's office.
Police were responding to what reportedly sounded like fireworks in the agate area on Christmas Eve.
We have reason to believe that there were loud explosions going off, there were fireworks that were going off, and that the officers were responding to those calls in the general area.
But that wasn't the only thing going off. In what appears to be body camera footage captured from one of the responding officers, Police Commander Colonel Mark Charfris is seen yelling at junior officers. This video was circulated shortly after, and according to Chief of Police J.I. Cruz, has resulted in an administrative investigation into Charfris's conduct. Cruz confirms Charfris was off duty at the time.
Effective immediately, Colonel Mark Charfris has been placed on administrative leave in light of a video that was put out on social media that depicts Colonel Charfris openly admonishing police officers at this scene in Agate. Whether a police officer is on duty or off duty, if the police officer is senior ranking, we have this general order called courtesy and respect. And that we are, just like in the United States military, we do maintain courtesy, respect, and listen to the orders of our superior officers. So long as these orders are not illegal, immoral, or against the general orders of this department.
Because Charfris is the senior most ranking classified uniformed officer in GPD, this administrative investigation will be conducted by an external team consisting of personnel from the Guam Fire Department, Guam Customs and Quarantine, and the Department of Corrections. Also being looked into is who captured the video and how it was leaked. GPD doesn't have a general order on the use of body cameras, and if the footage was captured on one, it was a personally owned item. To view this video in its entirety or GPD's press conference held earlier today, visit our Facebook page. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
A release from Adelup has the governor stating that he's watched the video in question and was disturbed by Colonel Charfris' behavior. He also urges GPD to be transparent with the findings of their investigation. Well, speaking of the agency, one big miscommunication is the way the chief of police described criticism by the vice speaker over the lease of 10 Prius vehicles to GPD. According to Chief Cruz, the $423,000 figure is not what the department is paying for the vehicles, but instead the value of the Atkins Kroll Toyota donation to GPD over a period of 3 years.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the Guam Police Department would have paid had we had to have paid for that lease. I want to reiterate again, the Guam Police Department has not expended any money in the use of the Toyota Priuses.
Chief Cruz said the Prius lease program is a mechanism used to make the donation possible. He said the Freedom of Information Act request by Cruz last Friday and is in process of responding with the required documents. Well, did former GPD officer Paul Santos abuse his authority as a police officer to force a woman to have sex with him? That's for a jury to decide. And here's more from closing arguments heard earlier today in Judge Vern Perez's court.
Defendant Paul Santos didn't take the stand in his defense. Instead, defense rested its case Tuesday morning without presenting any witness testimony. What followed were lengthy closing arguments reiterating what unfolded that night over 2 years ago at the Ipoh Hotel. According to prosecutor Matthew Heibel, it's not a complicated case. In summary, Santos showed up to the hotel dressed in full uniform and had sex with the alleged victim. He didn't pay for the sex. Instead, he threatened to put her behind bars if she didn't cooperate with him. When interviewed by FBI, Santos changed his story, first denying the allegations and later admitting to the sex before telling the feds he was part of a sting operation. Surveillance footage and a hotel staffer disprove his first alibi, as well as a used condom found at the scene. Earlier in the trial, police officers testified there was no sting operation, and even so, Santos was out of jurisdiction.
You've got all the photos, you've got all the surveillance video, you've got some of the physical evidence, you've got the used condom, you've got the phone, you've got the text message, you've got all of these things. As long as you believe that he's using his position to get what he wanted, he's a police officer, he's not paying her, instead he's getting what he wants by his position.
But defense attorney Randy Cunliffe warns jurors don't be fooled by the alleged victim's testimony, as she had a motive to make up a fake story. Cunliffe alleges the victim used her sexuality to keep from getting arrested and faked a rape story to expedite her trip home to the States after losing her job on Guam as an exotic dancer. According to an interview between Santos and the FBI, he showed up to the hotel room and the woman started crying.
She started to touch me. She offered, I let her come on to me. Misjudgment, the urge got to me. Then he said, after I didn't take her to the precinct, what am I going to do? Arrest her now? Well, Santos was stupid. No doubt.
Cunliffe maintains the sex was consensual, and there was no evidence to prove the sex was as violent as the alleged victim recalled. Jurors are now in deliberations. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Superior Court Judge Anita Sokola will be taking into consideration a letter from the victim when she decides on Chad DeSoto's motion for a reduced sentence. The letter was submitted to the courts late last week and was penned by Josephine Kitsitsu, the mother of Keilani Kitsitsu. KUAM News files that show Keilani was one of DeSoto's victims, and although they were friends in high school, the night of his rampage through Tuman, he acted as if he did not know her and stabbed her in the back of her neck. In the letter from her mother, she urges the court to uphold DeSoto's sentence of life behind bars without the possibility of parole. Quote, by reducing his sentence or even transferring him to the Guam Behavioral Facility, this would not benefit the community and would be an insult to us that have to relive that tragic event, knowing that the court did not serve true justice, end quote. In 2014, DeSoto was convicted of killing 3 tourists and attempting to murder 11 other people. In other news tonight, 24-year-old Gabe Ruda is behind bars charged with attempted murder. Court documents state the police reported to a Jonya home on Friday to find the victim lying in the front yard near a metal bat. The victim was falling in and out of consciousness, and when police interviewed a witness, she reported the suspect came to her door swinging the bat and just missing her face. The victim tried to stop the man, but she was hit in the head and back. Ruda was booked and confined. Well, one man was pulled over for speeding but busted on drug charges as 46-year-old Jeffrey Espinoza was driving a stolen motorcycle when police stopped him. On his person, he had Ziploc baggies of suspected crystal methamphetamine as well as a glass pipe. The items tested positive for ice, and he was booked and confined. And also, the suspect did not leave the scene as evidently he went for a swim. Court documents state the police responded to a Tamuning home on Christmas Day for a reported burglary, as the homeowner stated that she was about to leave when her front door was forced open, so she hid in the pantry and called 911. When police arrived, they found 46-year-old Leonidas Regis Gadia in the pool. The homeowner also reported Gadia being at the home the days prior and needing to be escorted out. He was charged with home invasion, burglary, and criminal trespass. He was booked and confined. Well, in other news, the last 12 months have been unlike anything in Guam history, make 2016 a truly unique year. And as part of our end-of-year tradition here in Harmon, we put together Rehash 2016, a special highlighting the biggest moments in a year that had non-stop headlines. From FestPac to controversies facing the Catholic Church, from the Dedido Dome riot to deportations, from bomb scares to the opening of the Guam Museum, we'll give you a look back at a year unlike any before it. Rehash 2016 premieres Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. on TV8 and on our YouTube channel. So join us as we say adios to 2016 and welcome a new year of news. And with that, we are going to transition to our first commercial break. Please stay tuned. We're back after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Do you want to get discounts at local restaurants like Lone Star, CPK, Capricciosa, Delmonico Kitchen Bar, Manhattan Steakhouse, Tony Roma's, and lots more? What about 25% off on all natural and organic items at Payless Supermarkets Daily? It's all part of Guam's largest rewards club, the Calvo's Lifestyle Club. Join today for free as an added benefit to being a Calvo's Insurance customer. Just show your Lifestyle Club card at over 50 of our rewards partners to start saving more. It's just one of the ways Calvo's Insurance helps you live a better lifestyle.
Two things come to play when talking about mobile data: price and speed. Let's look at what happens when we compare the competition against iTeeny's $80 plan. Docomo's $79 plan comes with 6 gigs. iTeeny's $80 plan comes with 20. GTA's $80 plan comes with 10 gigs. Better, but you get twice as much at iTeeny. iTeeny has the best network and the data to back it up. Get unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes for $80 at iTeeny. Oh, and if you bring your own device, get 40 gigs.
I've been told that living your dream is about doing what you love. It's less about the destination and more about the journey. No regrets. I'm just trying to make an impact with every performance, connecting with people and creating lasting memories. I love what I do. My name is FJ Chargala, and just like you, I am an original, made by Guam. For the new generation of originals, the original great tasting light beer.
Tourism. It's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
RT Trios at Ruby Tuesday. We've taken our most popular items and grouped them into 6 terrific trios, like the Fish Trio, with herb-crusted tilapia, fried parrotfish strips, and perfectly grilled salmon. 3 classic items, all on one plate. Now at Ruby Tuesday.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Well, in the final days of their last session for the term, lawmakers once again addressed legislation to responsibly raise the island's minimum wage. While some are saying to wait for the long overdue economic impact study, others say the issue has been delayed long enough. Ken Quintanilla has more.
Vice Speaker BJ Cruz says the issue has been kicked down the road long enough.
We've got to do something about raising the minimum wage.
And 2 years after passing legislation to raise the minimum wage to $8.25, lawmakers were back in session to address the matter once again, but this time under different circumstances. The 2014 compromise legislation required an economic impact study be done on the minimum wage. That, however, has been delayed for months and is now expected to be completed by early next year.
I'm almost sure it's not going to be done by next month either.
Today, Cruz asked senators to consider his Bill 312. The bill proposes raising the minimum wage by 95 cents to $9.20 by 2017 and $10.10 by 2018. According to a recent Department of Labor report, Cruz says 25% of Guam's employment population makes below $9.20 an hour. Compared to 37 out of 50 states, only 10% have a population that make below that amount.
We are punishing the least fortunate in our community. Because those of us making good money are luxuriating in it and not caring to get the study done so that the least fortunate can be assisted.
Several senators suggested waiting for the study, including Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr., who said they have to consider the unintended consequences that may occur with an increase.
Number one, I of course support being able to help our working families. But doing this at this time, without looking at a whole total compensation of that individual, looking at what I talked about earlier about the possibility of them losing some of the benefits and us as a government, as an island, not having a program in place that would catch them, that's concerning to me.
Minority Leader Senator Tony Atta questioned the financial impact the increase will have on small businesses.
I myself, I hope that the author of the legislation will set it aside and hopefully when the 34th comes in, that they'll be able to address it then.
Atta did not win his bid for re-election. As for Senator Michael Nicholas, he asked his colleagues to not let this delay study be the reason for not making a decision on the minimum wage.
And I would like to remind the body that when we first raised the minimum wage back in 2014, we didn't first require the study. We did it, we said do the study, and for 2 years that study hasn't been done. In the meantime, we can sit back and anecdotally evaluate the environment and ask ourselves, while we wait for the study, can we move forward to phase 2?
An amendment was passed to allow the first wage increase to go into effect on May 1st, 2017, nearly a year after the original study was supposed to be completed. Cruz says senators in the incoming 34th legislature can repeal the bill should it become law in the event the study proves the minimum wage increase detrimental to the community. Bill 312 was moved to the voting file. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Well, for the first time in his tenured career in Guam politics, BJ Cruz will officially sit as the Speaker of Guam's legislative branch. The Democrat majority of the incoming 34th legislature selected its leadership team, with first-time Senators Therese Terlahi tapped to serve as Vice Speaker and Regine Bisco-Lee named Legislative Secretary. KUAM News sat down with the leadership team for their perspectives on the future of guiding this branch of government.
Senator-elect Therese Terlahi spoke about the formidable responsibility she now shoulders in just her first term as an elected legislator and as the Vice Speaker.
I think we're going to really have a very hardworking legislature and one that really addresses the needs of the people, and that's what I'm looking forward to, helping in any way I can with that and helping the Speaker. I think we're going to have a very strong legislature, a very strong legislative branch of government.
Speaker-elect Cruz noted that with her experience as legal counsel over the last 27 years, Terlahi has been the unofficial 16th member of the legislature, even quipping that on paper, she's got more experience than he does. He nonetheless gave high praise to his fellow officers on the cusp of beginning their term as a team.
And also the fact that they're both women. And in recognition of the fact that, I mean, now that we've been led by a woman for the last 8 years, but the leadership is not going to be bereft of leadership of women. We have 2 now, again. And so I'm again the only male in the lineup. At least this time they let me have the top.
The Speaker-elect also says he feels his party mates secured the roles that each was hoping for and the jobs that each member of the majority is best suited to do by virtue of their pedigree and their experience.
We had very long discussions, but everybody finally got what they wanted to do, and we'll be deciding and announcing our committees in the next couple of days, and that's where all the work is done in the committees.
And emblematic of her strong finish in the election, Senator-elect Bisco-Lee says her new perspective and energy is a valuable contribution to how her party and the legislature in general will address the island's various issues.
All across the board, it's a breath of fresh air, and all 9 Democrats have really taken the time to deliberate and to discuss a lot of what we think, what we've heard on the campaign trail. We're listening to the people of Guam, and we really want to make sure that in the 34th Guam legislature, all of their voices are heard and that we're able to move forward on a lot of really critical issues that need to be addressed.
As far as the rest of the leadership structure, another freshman policymaker, Talina Nelson, was named Majority Whip. Veteran Senator Frank Uggan Jr. was chosen as Majority Leader, with Assistant Majority Leader being newcomer Joe San Agustin. Incumbent Michael Nicholas was picked by his party colleagues as chairman for the ever-important Legislative Committee on Rules. Speaker-elect Cruz was also elected to chair the Office of Finance and Budget. The inauguration of the 34th Guam Legislature takes place the day after New Year's Day.
Also tonight, the Guam Federation of Teachers is speaking out about issues employees at the Department of Education have been experiencing when it comes to their payroll deductions. Isa Baza has our next story.
Out of sight, out of mind. And while most people don't think twice about deductions taken out of their paychecks every month, several Guam Department of Education employees began paying closer attention after receiving notice that their payments weren't being made on time.
The reason why it came to a head for us is because there are a couple of people that rely on those deductions. One of them to pay for a bill for one of their children, okay? That deduction was made, but the money was not submitted.
GFD Representative Frank Perez said in another case, a teacher had an issue making a mortgage payment on time because while the deduction was made, the payment wasn't submitted to the bank. Perez said while the issue doesn't appear to be pervasive, the number of cases is still a concern.
But we see it as a potential to increase in terms of problems, and that's why we brought it before the board.
Acting Superintendent Joe Sanchez said he received a letter of concern from GFD representatives at the last Guam Education Board meeting and is working to address them.
So we do have, we were caught up with all of our payroll deductions from the previous pay period. So I think it's really an ongoing conversation and collaborative work with the Department of Administration, because what happens is we get the funding for the payday, and that's, of course, that's put into their direct deposits and checks that their employees get.
However, Sanchez said while employees receive their paychecks on payday, payroll deductions are often paid the following week.
We've been getting consistently our $3.8 million from Department of Administration. In some instances where they're late, they'll make sure that they catch up the following week. But we'll make sure that every time we have the cash available, we try to make sure that we're always caught up with our payroll deductions.
Aside from issues with payroll deductions, the GFD also raised concerns relative to school repairs and school safety. Sanchez said he will continue to work with DOA to address the department's cash needs. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
And staying with payroll, employees at Catholic Social Services had to spend their Christmas without getting paid. Department of Administration Director Christine Belletto says that they released $250,000 to CSS Friday, but after checking with one of the nonprofit's board's members, she was informed CSS did not get their invoice submitted. Over the weekend, she said, quote, "We paid out everything to them. It was an oversight on their part." Today, she adds they released payment today for invoices that were submitted. We've received calls at KUAM about employees still not getting paid as late as this afternoon, and we tried to contact Executive Director Diana Calvo and Deputy Director Ronald Karandang, but our calls have not been returned at this time. Stay tuned, sports is coming up.
I prepare, I train through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you an alpha.
We're celebrating Hyundai holidays in Cars Plus and Mighty. Get a head start on Santa and save thousands this Christmas with the award-winning 2017 Hyundai lineup, like the Hyundai Accent starting at $13,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $17,995. How about the beautifully redesigned Hyundai Tucson starting at just $22,995? Best of all, every new and perfectly used vehicle comes with a Ganya Shopping Center gift certificate and up to $3,000 in bonus cash. Visit Cars Plus today for big savings and easy financing during our Hyundai Holiday Sales Event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Sorry, better luck next year.
You broke my heart in two, but I know, baby, your promise was true.
You don't have to wait any longer. Get the McRib sandwich at McDonald's with fries and a drink for $6.99. But hurry, it won't be around for long.
It guarantees to come up every morning, lighting the day ahead.
an abundant source of energy like no other. Micronesia Renewable Energy is committed to use this energy source to power homes throughout the island, using cutting-edge solar and battery technology. It's a commitment to always do right because you deserve right. For as long as the sun rises tomorrow, Micronesia Renewable Energy will be committed to Guam.
Oh, Mike. Hey, it's quite the snowman you got there.
Yeah, it was quite the sale. I saved big. You?
Saved huge. And mine lights up too.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Celebrate the holidays with a new GMC. Get nearly $3,600 cash back on select 2016 GMC Canyon SLE Crew Cab vehicles in stock. That's 10%. Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Up in Guam, Chris Barnett. Hope you had a very cherry Christmas and enjoy the rest of your 2016. Big, huge show for you today. Academy of Our Lady Cougars running things later on, well, next year in 2017. But first, let's kick it off with a little baseball as the Yomiuri Giants are coming to town.
The Yomiuri Giants baseball team holding spring training where it's summer all year round. You guessed it, right here on Guam. The most recognized baseball team from Japan will hold a short squad pre-camp mini-camp at the Guam Baseball Academy Complex at Ukuru High School from January 4th through the 22nd. The pre-camp mini-camp will focus on conditioning, throwing, ground ball work, and hitting and pitching drills. Now, apparently, the Giants coaches like to play ball at Ukuru, and this is the second year in a row the team has conducted spring warm-ups on island.
Well, the first thing they said was the playing surface. That was very interesting that they mentioned that, and we're very proud of that. The other thing was the spaciousness of the field. It's a 405-foot field, so they can do a lot of things. And it's that area down there sort of secluded. You know, they can work and do their work and work on things, and they also like the breeze, you know, that comes out of the northeast. It's kind of cool, even though the sun's out.
Young baseball players can look forward to at least one workout with the squad, picking up valuable pointers and instruction from the Giants, who are perennial contenders in the Central League of Nippon Professional Baseball.
They'll have a training session, an AM training session, one day during their practice time where we'll invite the kids out, and they want to come out and learn from the Giant players. It'll probably be towards the end of their stay, their 3-week stay, and that way gives us time to get the information out to the community.
Many young players with Guam Amateur Baseball are excited about the Giants' visit, with the island's Pony League players abuzz about the youth workout the Giants players will be holding. Pony Baseball on Guam, a part of the Peace Partnership for Success, a great free way to keep kids busy playing ball and staying away from dangers alcohol abuse poses to young children.
We are using the peace education to help with alcohol abuse in young kids. And so through baseball activities and softball activities, we hope to communicate that.
Pony Baseball is completely free thanks to Peace Program grants and generous corporate sponsors like Triple J, JMC Construction, Quick Space, 76 Circle K, DPW, and Fence Masters, with a few divisions ranging from 11 years old to 16 years old. So if you want to start a team in the absolutely free Pony League, contact Bennett at 649-9663. Academy of Our Lady of Guam Cougars hosting their annual 5K fund run on January 21st of next year. Runners assembling at the school's campus in Aganya. Showtime 5:15 a.m. with go time for 6. T-shirts given to the first 600 finishers. Certificates for first to third places in all divisions. Cost $10 per person, $6 per student, 19 years and under. $12 on race day. Of course, raffle drawings, maybe win some rosary beads, and refreshments after the race. Registration forms are available at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam Business Office and at Royal Bix. You can also visit aolg.edu.gu, or for more info, call 477-8203.
All right, Guam, thanks for watching. My name's Chris Barnett, and you keep on shining. Remember, Christmas goes all the way till Three Kings around here, okay? On behalf of our sports director, Dave Delgado, adios!
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months. And Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier year-end event. For the holidays, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Kumon or log on nissanguam.com.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
The Shop Guam E-Festival is back and better than ever. GVB has teamed up with over 100 Shop Guam vendors to give you access to hundreds of deals and discounts. Download the free Shop Guam mobile app and get real-time alerts on offers nearest you to dine, shop, play, and save just in time for the holiday season. Download the app now and start taking advantage of great deals. The Shop Guam E-Festival is a GVB signature event, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Attention drivers, it's your last chance to save big during Triple J Auto Group's absolute year-end clearance. Get unbelievable savings in all remaining 2016s, plus many 2017s. Take advantage of our lowest prices of the year on Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $80 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $68 per paycheck. During our absolute year-end clearance, every customer receives a free gift. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Sale ends December 31st. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
We've got some birthday babies to congratulate. Here are the newest members of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. They are led off by Therese Jolene Napati Iglesias Cruz. Happy 35th birthday, my beautiful cousin. Say your favorite cousin. And Mully Deborah. They have more birthdays to come, and may God be with you and your family always. That is a lovely message. Melker Manabusan has a birthday today, my friend and yours. Melker, happy birthday, my friend. And Chris Martyr has a birthday today. If you would like to be a member of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club like these 3 wonderful people, just go to KUAM.com and register completely for free. Well, stay tuned. More coming up after this.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome to the Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. I'm Isa Baza, so glad you could join us. Coming up in tonight's show, we talk about New Year's resolutions, how to set realistic goals and make them a reality. But first, here's this week's Health Check report with nurse Jen Artero.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafide, I'm Nurse Jen, and you're watching Health Check. Insomnia is your body's way of saying something isn't quite right. Things that may cause insomnia include stress, too much caffeine, depression, and chronic pain. According to the National Sleep Foundation, approximately 30% of Americans suffer from insomnia, meeting insomnia guidelines with difficulty falling or staying asleep. Attached are symptoms such as fatigue throughout the day, low energy, difficulty concentrating, mood disturbances, and decreased performance in work or at school. Ask yourself, are you productive at work or school, or does it lack from sleepless nights? Research studies have shown that sleep deprivation has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and stroke. So what's enough sleep? According to the American Academy of Family Physicians, most adults need to sleep 7 to 9 hours each night, while school-age kids need 9 to 11 hours each night. Folks, good sleep means establishing a circadian rhythm and REM sleep. A person's circadian rhythm is an internal biological clock that regulates a variety of biological processes in a 24-hour period. Rapid eye movement, also known as REM sleep, generally means your brain has gone to sleep too. When both the circadian rhythm and REM sleep work hand in hand with each other, research has proven will result in a healthier and happier body, mind, and soul. Simple tips to improve your sleeping pattern could include the obvious: go to sleep when you're feeling tired, reduce caffeine intake, try not to overeat late at night, eat meals before 8 p.m., turn off backlight simulation from your TV, your computer, and any mobile device. In addition, make your bedroom as dark as possible or use eye mask. Meditate, sniff aromatherapy, have a nice, long, warm bath. And finally, consider maybe a supplement. The good news is that most sleep supplements probably won't do any harm. The bad news is that they're not very well researched, hence not regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. Have you heard of melatonin? Many people, I think, are taking melatonin incorrectly. Melatonin is not intended to induce sleepiness like most people are led to believe. Instead, melatonin helps shift your circadian rhythm when one is suffering from something like jet lag or an acute case of insomnia. The correct way to take the melatonin supplement, and most helpful way, is to take it a few hours before bedtime, whenever your body begins to slow down and relax for the rest of the night. If you have any ideas or topics of interest, please email me at nursegen@kuam.com. I'm Nurse Jen, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Nurse Jen. Stay tuned. Coming up next, I speak with Coach Greg from Paradise Fitness Center for tips on how to make your New Year's resolution a reality. We're back after this.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
This holiday, treasure the perfectly imperfect moments.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! Matson, United Airlines, and the Guam Visitors Bureau present the New Year's Eve Tumon Bay Fireworks Show. We're kicking off Visit Guam 2017, the Year of Love, with a spectacular midnight display that the whole family will enjoy. Join us at EPAL for the Tumon Night Market with a special performance by Chris Fuchigami. The New Year's Eve Tumon Bay Fireworks is brought to you by Matson, United Airlines, T Galleria, PIC, and GBB.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center with Coach Greg, and so we're here to talk about New Year's resolutions. So we were just looking up some statistics. It's a little surprising. Apparently, roughly 40% of Americans make New Year's resolutions, but only 8% keep them. And so, for people who want to get fitter, healthier, some things they think about are nutrition and exercise. what are the types of New Year's resolutions that you see with your clients here at Paradise Fitness Center?
Well, New Year's and January is when everybody has that New Year's push to get either whether they want to lose inches or women want to get into like different dress sizes. So, we get a lot of clients that come in with very specific goals. Some people come in with goals that are not very realistic in the time frame that they're allotting themselves. So us as personal trainers, we kind of like bring them back down to reality and give them something more feasible to attain, because sometimes if you set a goal that's too big or unrealistic and you fail to meet it, it'll just knock you off and just you'll get very discouraged. So we just try to make sure that people are a little bit more realistic with that.
Okay, and so a lot of people think about health and fitness as one of their goals. You notice that it always gets a lot busier here at Paradise Fitness Center in the first few weeks of January. And so I'm one of those people, I love to make New Year's resolutions. I like to write it down, and I always have this really detailed plan for 2017. But yeah, I'm also one of those people who maybe 4 weeks in, I start to falter a little bit. So what, as a personal trainer, as a fitness coach, right now we're going to focus on nutrition. Later on in the show, we're going to talk more about fitness and exercise. But what are some of your what's some of your advice to people who are hoping to improve their nutrition or their health through food and nutrition?
Okay, so one of the biggest trends is people try to do too much too soon. Me as a personal trainer, even as just a Core 6 coach, one thing that we preach is to just make little changes at first. Like, some people won't come to us and are like, well, I want to be on a strict diet plan, or give me a competition diet, I can follow it. But when you go from making such a drastic change, one, your body is going to take time to adjust, not only physically, but mentally as well. So it's going to be a lot for your body to handle at one time. So what we always say is, start small, whether it be like make healthier choices in the morning or cut out the sugar. Or some people, like I had a client, she was like, can I get a diet plan where I can fit white chocolate mochas in there? And I mean, there is, but it's going to be kind of hard because that's just going to stimulate more room for you to make bad choices. But there's just little things, like we always say, make small steps first.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely like you're saying, small steps, something that you can keep on doing and you won't get discouraged. They say that it takes 3 weeks to form a habit. So, if you want to just take sugar out of your coffee every morning, do that for 3 weeks, it might form a habit. But if you're going to not eat any carbs for 3 weeks, that might not be as successful. And then, you're just going to tumble back into your old ways. And so just starting with things that are more attainable. So, what are some small things that people can change from their diet that might make it a little bit healthier? Any ideas?
Okay, so one thing people always ask is, should I cut out carbs? And I always say no, because when you cut carbs completely, yes, you're going to lose weight, but of course you're going to plateau because your body needs carbs to function to a certain extent. But what I recommend is, when people come to me and they feel like that's their one way of doing it, I don't tell them to cut completely. I just tell them, how about you cut what you normally eat in half, or add more protein on your plate instead of, more rice. So these little things, they might not seem like much in the beginning, but if you continuously do them, soon you'll just start finding yourself making more choices that are health oriented. So like I said, we always recommend starting with just these small steps, because, a lot of small steps end up they get you closer to the end goal. So.
Okay, and I like how you said, a lot of people throw out the no carbs thing. I'm just not going to eat any carbs, but like you said, that's not really sustainable because your body kind of needs carbs. And that just makes me think of, I've tried that before also. It didn't really work out. People also talk about these other diet trends, things that they hear other people doing. So no carbs. People talk about juicing, not eating any solid food. And I've also tried that, and it didn't work out. And, you mentioned this in one of our Core 6 nutritional workshops, which is a program offered here at Paradise Fitness Center, which is that, if you go on these extreme diets, if it's not sustainable, in the end, you're just going to end up crashing and eating everything because you're really hungry. And then you're back to zero
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, so you know, in the fitness industry, those are called yo-yo diets or obviously fad diets. Me personally, I keep things very fundamental because it's easier to control and manipulate things when certain things aren't working. But like with these diets, like there's one of the trends now is intermittent fasting, where you don't eat for a certain amount of period and then you try to cram all this food in this 3 to 4 hour window or something. To me, that's not practical because, you know, not many people know how they truly work, so they end up trying all these things, and then, you know, you crash your metabolism, or you end up in the hospital from eating too much or too little. So, you know, I just recommend sticking with something that you can maintain, and then don't expect to lose all this amount of weight in this short amount of time, because, you know, you're just going to discourage yourself.
And patience is key. And another thing that I thought was really interesting that we learned from the Core 6 fitness program here at Paradise Fitness Center is instead of restricting your body, telling yourself, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, just tell yourself to eat more of other things. So when you have a plate, instead of putting a lot of rice and meat, put more vegetables and more fruits. That way you're feeding yourself and you don't really, it's not a psychological thing. All right, well, we have to jump to a quick break, but we'll be back after the break to talk more about New Year's resolutions. We're back after this.
Two things come to play when talking about mobile data: price and speed. Let's look at what happens when we compare the competition against iTeeny's $80 plan. Docomo's $79 plan comes with 6 gigs. iTeeny's $80 plan comes with 20. GTA's $80 plan comes with 10 gigs. Better, but you get twice as much at iTeeny. iTeeny has the best network and the data to back it up. Get unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes for $80 at iTeeny. Oh, and if you bring your own device, get 40 gigs.
Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm here at Paradise Fitness Center with Coach Greg talking about New Year's resolutions. And we mentioned this earlier in the show, but 40% of Americans make New Year's resolutions and only 8% keep them. So one major thing that people think about looking forward to in the new year is exercising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like you said, the statistic is actually pretty shocking. I was surprised at it. But I think the reason why the success rate of New Year's resolutions isn't that good is because we all, I mean, everyone's guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. But we set these goals that are like really, really big. And, you know, it's not the likelihood of you sticking to something like that for a whole year is going to be very low. So I think we just need to be better at setting more realistic goals.
Okay, and I also think that, you know, a lot of people, especially when it comes to exercising and goals about working out and maybe losing weight or fitting into a certain dress size, they don't really know all the facts before jumping into a plan. So maybe they'll just look up a plan online, or they'll just come up with their own diet or their own exercise plan. And so that's where I think it's helpful to have someone like a fitness coach, a personal trainer, or be enrolled in some kind of class where they kind of guide you on what you need to do in order to attain those goals. So I know you, as a personal trainer, you see a lot of people coming in with fitness goals, and how do you help tailor it to their specific case?
So, you know, a lot of people don't realize like what it really takes to get to, like, say, a certain dress size or a certain, like, some people come in and say, you know, one of the questions we ask is, what is your goals for the next 30 to 90 days? And some people will be like, you know, I want to lose 50 pounds. You know, those are goals that are attainable. However, the time period you're allotting for that might not work for your body type or just your physical capability. Like, some women might not be able to feasibly get down to like a size 2. So, you know, what we try to do is we always preach health first. And then, you know, as we go along the sessions, or, you know, you're eating on a nutrition plan and you get into a roadblock, these are some things that are unforeseen. Like, we can't see that as personal trainers. So we just try to make sure that the client or the person knows, like, the goal you're setting might not be attainable for that time you're allotting. Also, you won't really know until you start working on that goal.
Okay, so maybe you're not trying to lose weight. Maybe you're just trying to get healthier. So, you know, if someone hasn't really been too active, maybe last year, but they want to start living a healthier lifestyle, I mean, how many times a week do you think they should plan to hit the gym or just get active for 30 minutes?
Honestly, I'm going to be real. Like, when I have clients who are not used to working out or they're just getting back into it, I always recommend at least 3 times a week to be doing some type of weight training. And it doesn't have to be this grand, you think weight training and you're thinking benching 225 or squatting 315. Just coming into the gym, hitting the machines for a little, and then getting on the treadmill for like 15 to 20 minutes. That's my bare minimum that I ask of my clients. So it doesn't take much. The one thing is you have to come in and at least get started.
One thing I think is really cool is for Christmas I got this Fitbit, and so like you said, you don't have to start small, but sometimes it's just realizing what you're doing every day. So some things that I think are really cool is it tells you how many steps you've taken throughout the day. It tells you how many minutes you were active and how many minutes you were sedentary or just sitting in one place. And so it's something that kind of open your eyes. Sometimes you don't realize, maybe you're at work, you're really busy, you're sitting at your desk for 7 hours. You don't realize that you haven't even gotten up to walk around. So those are other little things that you can do throughout the day.
Yeah, so I have a Fitbit as well. And for me, around the same time every day, it'll be like you burn 3,100 calories or something. So for me, it keeps me cognizant of like what I'm doing. And then some days if I like sleep too much or whatever, and that time where I normally hit that 3,100 goal comes around, it just a mental reminder like, oh man, you know, today I didn't do as well. So tomorrow I'll be more aware of what I didn't do yesterday so I can be better tomorrow. So yeah, those little things help. Even how you said the steps, even the stand goal. Yeah, so those things really just keep you aware of what you're not doing during the day. So some things you can also do is a lot of people track their food on those calorie trackers or those apps. So there's a lot of tools. You just have to make yourself available to them and actually use them. So
I think one important thing about keeping a New Year's resolution is accountability. Maybe doing it with the group, doing it with a friend, doing it with a loved one, maybe your boyfriend, your husband. And so there's a really cool program here at Paradise Fitness Center. You know, it's their Core 6 program has, there's been a couple rounds so far, but there's one new program starting here, both at the Agana location and the Dedi location come January. So it's just right around the corner. So for those who are interested in learning more about this program, what exactly is Core 6?
Core 6 is a progressive fitness program that we developed to target all fitness goals. You know, our class has dealt with a lot of people who just started, who've never worked out. We've also had people who've been active for years who take the class and, you know, they end up improving from what they were when they came in. So it's a program that is for, I would say it's for everybody. We have people who have issues with their back and their spine, and they're able to complete the class. So I wouldn't say it limits anybody from, you know, reaching some type of fitness momentum or even get them to that goal that they've been striving to hit.
And of course, it also comes with a nutritional component. So it helps you improve your fitness all around. It hits every base. You have coaches there to guide you. You also have the group fitness component, so people there to motivate you, keep you accountable. So of course, that's starting here at Paradise Fitness Center in just a couple weeks. You can find out more about registration, which is open here at the Agana location or Dedido. Well, thanks, Greg. Stay tuned. We'll have more health, home, and lifestyle after the break.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
our tea trios at Ruby Tuesday. We've taken our most popular items and grouped them into 6 terrific trios, like the Mini Colossal Trio with 3 double-stack sliders, mac and cheese, Hawaiian style, and a Nancy. 3 classic items all on one plate. Now at Ruby Tuesday.
We're celebrating Hyundai holidays in Cars Plus and Mighty. Get a head start on Santa and save thousands this Christmas with the award-winning 2017 Hyundai lineup, like the Hyundai Accent starting at $13,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $17,995. How about the beautifully redesigned Hyundai Tucson starting at just $22,995? And best of all, every new and perfectly used vehicle comes with the Kenya Shopping Center gift certificates and up to $3,000 in bonus cash. Visit Cars Plus today for big savings and easy financing during our Hyundai Holiday Sales Event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Hafide, and welcome back to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Up next is our Healthy Holidays segment with Jesse Rosario and Crystal Paco.
Hafide, I'm Crystal Paco reporting from Boca Box in Hagåtña with owner and nutritional professional Jesse Rosario. And we're going to talk more about New Year's resolutions. So Christmas is over. You're starting to make those lists of what you want to do to improve yourself. Can you tell us how we can stick to our goals?
Well, 2017 is just around the corner. And I think everyone is into the whole New Year's resolution thing. And I guess the biggest things for people to consider when they're trying to figure out how to reach their goals, whether it's health, losing weight, eating right, is just how to stick with it and to be, to last longer than February. Yeah.
Because the gym is packed in January, dwindles down in February. By March, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
And so when you're saying make a detailed plan, can you explain more?
Yeah. So, for instance, if your goal is to lose weight and get healthier, right? A detailed plan would be, okay, how am I going to get there? Well, one, you need to exercise, and then you need to eat right. So a detailed plan would be, okay, I'm going to first sign up for a gym, or I'm going to dedicate 3 days out of the week to walking or running or whatever that is. And so after you have your detailed plan, the next step would be to start small. You never want to start big because then it becomes unrealistic, right? So you don't want to say, okay, I'm going to lose weight, but I'm going to lose 20 pounds by February.
I was just thinking that.
Right? But if you set your goal to be, I'm going to lose weight, and by February, I'm going to lose 5 pounds, that's more achievable. And by the time February rolls around, you lose 5 pounds, okay, so I'm going to lose 5 more pounds in the next month or 2 months. And then you can build up from there. Always start slow and build up, and never really, go for the gusto, I guess.
Because you're setting yourself up for failure if you're not going to reach those goals, and then you're going to want to quit.
Yeah.
And like we said, March is where everyone quits the gym. People have this misconception, I believe, that eating healthy has to be expensive. And I know the resolutions are typically lose weight and save money.
Yeah.
So they don't typically go to hand in hand, at least for people at home.
Yeah.
So what would you say to that?
Well, eating expensive is not, eating healthy is not expensive, right? It's just finding quality products. And honestly, when you take a look at your budget and your finances, if you look at how much you spend eating out at certain restaurants, or you're always on the go and you're eating out at fast food and lunch and dinner at restaurants, your bill kind of racks up. Whereas if you take that same amount of money, you buy for the week and you cook at home, it's a lot better. Plus you know what's going into your food, and it's fresh and it's clean, and you can control that. I think the biggest thing health-wise and nutrition-wise for people, the biggest mistake is they aren't consistent. And that's kind of what we try to push at the Boca Box, is trying to get people to be consistent with their eating, even after February. We want to help people build clean lifestyles, not have them focus on dieting, just help them build a good nutrition foundation that lasts well past March, April, May, June, July, whatever. We want them to learn how food is affecting the body, how they can make changes in their lives, small changes that lead up to a lifestyle change.
So my personal weakness is sweets. What would I do about, say my resolution is to eat healthier? It's okay to have the sweets sometimes, right? Not deprive myself completely.
Yeah, of course. You never want to deprive yourself, because then that's where people start failing, is, I got to stop eating this, or I got to stop eating that. And people, life is about balance. Life is about enjoying food. So I would say, and I tell a lot of my customers, the first step is to look at how much sweets you're eating. And then from there, let's taper that down a little. If you have sweets every night for dinner, Okay, let's go see how much sweets and maybe just cut that in half. Have your sweets at dinner, but cut it in half, and that'll be the first step. Once you start getting used to that, then we'll start changing what type of dessert you eat or how you make your desserts or so forth.
And maybe looking at the labels.
Yeah.
Because I know there's sugar hidden in everything.
Yeah. There's different types of sugars hidden in certain things. And then one of the other steps would be, okay, looking at the sweetener and choosing a better alternative to high fructose corn syrup in your desserts.
Okay, anything else you'd like to add?
I would say, yeah, just look at those three basic things. Have a plan, start small, and look at longevity or be consistent with your plan. And don't, celebrate the small victories, because those lead up to bigger victories at the end. Like we say at the Boca Box, it's a lifestyle, not a diet. So even if you do fail at working out, or if you fall off the bandwagon come March, pick yourself back up. You still got the whole year to continue.
Okay, and again, you can check them out here at Boca Box in Hagåtña. What are your hours?
We open 6:30 a.m. till 2 p.m.
And I am looking at this display case right here, and I think I'm going to head for breakfast. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Well, that's it for tonight's show. Don't forget, if there's a health, home, or lifestyle topic you'd like to see us cover, email me at isa@kuam.com. We'll see you next week, and stay healthy, Guam.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.